Well, we're here at the United Nations headquarters in New York because this week there are important meetings about global road safety. The UN General Assembly is meeting to discuss the progress with the Decade of Action, to see how close we are to achieving the goals which the UN has set itself. And we're also going to be discussing how road safety can fit into the post-2015 agenda.
You know, it's almost midway to the Decade of Action for road safety, and it seems that there is so much more to be done. We need resources. We have the momentum now, we have the ways and means. Like we say, we've always had the vaccines to this epidemic. We have the know-how, but we need the funds, we need the resources to implement them and to help them get off on their way. So right now we need not just the government to say that we have to do the right thing, but we need the private sectors, everyone to step up to the plate, put their money where their mouth is, and get this done.
The Decade of Action has succeeded in raising awareness of road safety to unprecedented levels, and what we're now seeing is real demand in countries for action to happen from people on the ground, from NGOs, who recognise that the level of road casualties is just unsustainable. One of the important things to come out of the discussions at the United Nations this week is the confirmation from Brazil that it's going to host a mid-term global ministerial conference to look at progress in the Decade of Action. This is going to be a really vital meeting, and it's a time for everyone to put their cards on the table and say what they're going to do to achieve the goal of the Decade of Action. The countries here at the UN in 2010 put their names to a goal to reduce road traffic deaths by 5 million by 2020. That's what they signed up to. The question we have to ask is, what are you doing to achieve it? In too many cases, the answer is little or nothing. We've got to say now that enough is enough. It's time for every country to back this, put their resources and their effort and their political commitment behind reducing road traffic injuries.
My feeling is that road safety has to be taken among the priority of the governments. Very often I've been traveling in all the countries who are FA members, so it means 150 countries. I've been traveling, I've been discussing with head of state, with Minister of Transport, Minister of Interior, and very often they are not aware about what is happening in the country, because for them road safety action has not yet been decided.
We also need to make sure that road safety will be part of the big agenda for the next 15 years, which is the Sustainable Development Goal. I see 2015 as a key year. This needs to be the next push to bring us to the next level. There will be the discussions on the post-2015 development agenda. There will be the second global ministerial conference, which needs to have a very clear, tangible outcome leading us into an agenda for the 10-15 years to come. And so we need to really work on making that a success.
Here we are at the United Nations today, coming up to the midway point, with a lot of people who previously had not recognized the urgency and importance of the issue, speaking and talking, subscribing to a resolution and giving momentum, so that the United States ambassador to the UN came out of an emergency meeting of the Security Council in order to make a speech at this United Nations session, because she feels so strongly about the issue. You know, the carnage on the road is becoming an international scandal, and if aid is being wasted because people are dying and being injured, and we're killing more people than have killed in wars, then clearly there has to be political leadership in the world to say we're going to radically do something about it.